As of 2023, 19% of all American cars were grey. And why do I mention that? Because I couldn't think of a better segue to introduce this shoe. The shoe is majority grey, and it's also inspired by a car, a Ferrari to be specific. Air Jordan 14 Flint Grey. And the shoe is officially dropping on March 20 for $210. Back in 1998, when the Jordan 14 first dropped, it was $150 for the mid-cut and then $130 for the low-cut version of the shoe. So convert that, for the mid-cut at least, that is about $285 in 2024 money. So very, very expensive. It always has been. Now what's unique about the Jordan 14 was when it first came out, there were kind of two types, apart from the mid and low top. But one type had that rib texture that you see on like the white and varsity red colorway. And then there's one that's like this, where it's a smooth texture on the upper sole. So you see that on the Laneys as well as the Ginger. Not quite sure which one I prefer yet. There's a bit more ventilation with the one with the rib texture, but yeah, I think both are super nice. This is a bit more clean if you prefer that look. But both just super unique, super nice. First impressions of the shoe. I love gray shoes, especially when it's like all gray. I think it looks very, very clean. The Jordan 11 cool grays, those are obviously very popular. So I think this colorway works really nice. And something about it on this silhouette with this white midsole or kind of off-white midsole, yeah, it looks so clean. I love it. I really like this colorway. And the materials on the shoe, two different types of suede. So on the overlays, you'll see this more hairier type of suede. And on the rest of the upper sole, it is more buffed down suede. And it does feel pretty nice. It feels pretty soft. However, on the tongue, it does feel like synthetic suede. Again, not too surprising when Jordan Brand puts synthetic materials on the tongue. Not a huge amount of that material, so it's not like the biggest deal breaker. However, generally overall, the materials on the upper sole, it is pretty good. Speaking of the tongue, very, very unique. You'll see the word Jordan at the top, and then on the inside, 14 in Roman numerals. Now, one thing about the Jordan 14 that is pretty problematic, especially when you wear it for performance, when you wear it on the basketball court, it is this tongue always tends to kind of drift to the side, just can't keep it in place very effectively. So that's one nitpick. Now, quick history lesson, the Jordan 14 was designed again by Tinker Hatfield, legendary designer. He was inspired by a Ferrari, so there was a few different hints of Ferrari inspiration on the shoe, apart from the shape, this being a very kind of aggressive look. So the first one, it is this badge that is in the same shape of a Ferrari badge where you see that Jumpman. And the number 2 on the booty of the shoe where you see 23 as well as the Jumpman. This is actually meant to resemble a tire's texture. Very, very cool. You'll see this little hole that actually provides some ventilation. Very, very unique feature of the Jordan 14. And another fun fact, there's actually 14 Jumpman or Jumpman, 7 on each shoe that you see on the Jordan 14. So here's all 7 on one shoe. Number 1. At the bottom of the eye stays. Number 2, on the booty of the shoe. Number 3, the little badge over here. Number 4, the insole. Number 5 and 6 on the lace tips. And then number 7 on the bottom of the shoe. So there you go. And the Jordan 14 does come with a Phylon midsole with a Zoomier unit both on the heel as well as the forefoot. And it is super, super light. That Phylon midsole has a bit of weight savings. Now the midsole up close, it is kind of like this off-white color. The official color on the box, it is stealth white. So for all intents and purposes, kind of like a duller white, not super pearly or very kind of bright white. And I think it works really well with the rest of the colors on the shoe. Very, very nice. I keep saying colors, but I know gray is just technically a shade, but it is what it is. Now on the outsole, herringbone traction, that's a rubber outsole. And this, you might think it's carbon fiber. It's just a TPU plate, but actually one OG version of the Jordan 14, the red and white version, that actually had real carbon fiber in the midfoot. But this one, just a TPU plate. Now this shoe doesn't come with any extra laces, and these laces are wax laces, so it's got this kind of shine to it. And another fun fact, the Jordan 14 was the first Jordan brand shoe to use metal lace tips. Just unfortunately, this shoe only gives you one set of laces. I would have maybe liked to see like white laces. I think that'll look really nice on this shoe. But yeah, this full gray look, it still looks very, very sleek. Very nice. Insole, gray insoles with a Jumpman on the bottom. Box of the shoe, standard Jordan 14 box. Now in terms of sizing and comfort, I'm a size 9.5, true to size. I do have wide feet. For Jordan 14s, I stick true to size. Fits really well. It is such a light shoe. It's one of the Jordan brand shoes, especially around this period, just became super comfortable. The Jordan 13s, the Jordan 11s, the Jordan 14s, I think are all very comfortable and it still holds up on the court. The Phylon and 2 Zoom Air units, as well as the herringbone traction, you could definitely still play in the Jordan 14. Obviously, it was a shoe geared towards basketball, so it's not going to be super soft, because if you think about a very soft cushioned shoe, when players kind of push down, they kind of get stuck. They want it to be more stiff or offer more support, have more kinetic energy return, so you don't want it to be too soft. So if you're into that feel, this shoe might not be for you or any basketball driven shoe, but for me, I think casually, I really think this is a comfortable shoe. And that brings the total sole score of the Air Jordan 14 Flint Grey to 33 out of 40, a pretty high score compared to other general releases. And first up, it is colorway. Can't really go wrong with a fully grey shoe, or 95% grey shoe. It just looks so sleek. Grey is one of those safe colors where you just can't really make it look too ugly, even if you tried. And a full grey upper sole, it is just so nice. I do really like it. In terms of the materials, especially if you like that hairier type of suede, I think this is nice suede. I think this is nice materials. And for $210, it better be. In terms of the comfort, Jordan 14's one of the most comfortable. Very, very light shoe, despite how it looks. Might look slightly bulky to some people, but very light, perfectly fine for casual use. It's not as like snug as I think the Jordan 13s are. Those really wrap around your feet. This one, I don't feel like it offers as much kind of padding inside. But honestly, there's not too many complaints. Personally, I think the Jordan 5s are still right at the top in terms of comfort from Jordan 1 to 14, but the 14's right below it. In terms of the versatility, I think the 14's still looks very much like a basketball shoe. It's very sleek, it's aggressive, but it does look kind of different to like a casual day, everyday use shoe. Unless you're like a sneakerhead who's like in the know of all the Jordan brand shoes or shoes in general. It's not as wearable, it's not as versatile. I think the colorway is pretty wearable. All grey shoes, not very hard to match, not very hard to wear with different types of outfits. But in terms of the silhouette itself, yeah, I don't think it's super wearable, but the colorway, it definitely is. All grey shoes are super nice. They're right up there along with my favorite colorways, like the UNCs, the Chicagos, the Georgetown. Yeah, can't really go wrong with it. The Jordan 11 Cool Greys right off the top of my head, those come to mind. And this, I don't love the 14s, but I do like them. And in a very nice colorway like this, it's hard to pass on. So that's it. Thanks for watching. Sole Inclined. Let me know what you think of the Air Jordan 14 Flint Grey. Like, subscribe, comment, all the good stuff. And remember, tomorrow may never come, so wear your shoes.